And that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro. Like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody knew him. And amateurs.
One thing I can say, though, because, I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Tio can fight.
Tio can fight.
The boxing community was caught off guard when footage from a private training session surfaced, appearing to show Keyshawn Davis dropping Shakur Stevenson during sparring. The brief clip drew attention to Davis's sharp execution and precise timing, offering a glimpse into how demanding elite-level preparation can be behind closed doors. Davis later acknowledged Teofimo Lopez as a legitimate threat, explaining that he has first-hand experience watching both Stevenson and Lopez compete during their amateur days. His comments point to a broader reality of the sport. While natural ability exists across the board, it is a combination of readiness, quickness, and tactical planning that ultimately decides who gains control once the fight counts.
Against Shakur playing out, because you want me to tell you the truth, like, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing out?
I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment. That's a fair one. Especially for that.
When asked how a matchup between Teofimo and Shakur might unfold, the response turns candid. Keyshawn Davis reflects on his own time sparring with Shakur Stevenson and makes it clear there was no personal edge to it. It was pure competition. He explains that once they engaged, finding clean openings was difficult, while Stevenson was able to land counters with consistency. Even so, Davis chose not to back off, understanding that easing up in that environment would only put him at a disadvantage. The experience left a lasting impression, deepening his respect for Stevenson's abilities and reinforcing a key lesson. Maintaining pressure, concentration, and resolve is essential when facing someone of that caliber.
Sparring day come, I'm confident. I'm knowing I'm about to go in here and beat him up, right? When I get in the ring, man, why I cannot hit this man, right? I cannot hit him, but he touching me. So I'm like, oh, this is different.
He different.
Like, he different. So I just keep, I'm 14, he's 16. I just keep going, I just keep going. So some getting through, some not, some getting through, some getting not. And I felt as if I was to step off the gas pedal, he was gonna get me. So I just had to keep going, you feel me? And I know he explained that a lot of times in interviews, like that's why he respect me so much, because in that sparring right there, I didn't respect him at all. I was trying to F him up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, oh, damn, bro, like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody.
Shakur Stevenson has approached this training period with relentless intensity, showing a high level of concentration and commitment from start to finish. Each workout is handled with structure and purpose, focused on refining his form, increasing his quickness, and building lasting stamina. His preparation isn't limited to physical work alone. He spends time breaking down opponents, studying tactical options, and mentally rehearsing possible situations he could face on fight night. The camp is built around steady progress, accuracy, and tightening every part of skill set. By keeping this mindset throughout camp, Shakur is positioning himself to step into the ring fully ready, mentally sharp, physically conditioned, and prepared to carry out his strategy at the highest level.
Discipline, time away from my family. How you gonna beat me? Ain't no way you can beat me that way, bro. That's why I keep saying I'm the best. Niggas don't want this shit more than me. I know it. I know it. I want this shit so bad. So bad. Shit easy, gang. Easy, man. Easy.
Always easy, man.
You already know.
Always easy, man.
This supposed to be a sprint.
Let's go.
This ain't no sprint.
No, it's a job. Let's go. We ready. Hey, boy.
Keyshawn Davis looks back on his deep-rooted relationship with Shakur Stevenson, explaining that their connection was established early and extended well beyond boxing. He has often described Stevenson as family rather than just a fellow fighter. Even with that closeness, a natural competitive edge emerged, motivating both of them to raise their standards and push harder as their careers progressed. That balance between friendship and rivalry played a significant role in their development, allowing each to learn from the other while constantly striving to improve. Keyshawn makes it clear that the competition between them was always built on respect and a mutual ambition to reach the top of the sport.
It's family, bro. Like I'm never ever fighting Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's not even gonna feel right.
What were some of the experiences, like with you guys growing up, like as young men and young teenagers in Virginia? Like, what some of those things that shaped you to know, like, he's my brother, man. I could never do that.
Yeah, the moment when I was like, all right, yeah, Shakur, I genuinely actually got real love for you, was when I was going through my deep depression times. Even before I was going into the mental home, I used to tell my brother a lot. But then I started like backing off from my little brother because he was my little brother. I started talking to Shakur a lot about like how I was feeling and how I was thinking and what I was doing to myself. And Shakur was just giving me advice that I really like taking and like, damn, okay, I got you and stuff like that. And then I end up going to the mental home and, you know, like he calling me in there, checking up on me and stuff like that. I get out of the mental home, he pulling up on me, making sure I'm straight, making sure I get back in the gym, make sure I continue to do what I love. So
in an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, Shakur Stevenson spoke openly about his upcoming matchup with Teofimo Lopez. Recognized for his sharp accuracy and thoughtful approach inside the ring, Stevenson addressed the doubts surrounding whether he prepared to take on an opponent like Lopez. He made it clear that his confidence isn't shaken, stating that Lopez has yet to face someone with a specific skill set. According to Stevenson, this bout presents challenges Lopez hasn't previously encountered, as his blend of quickness, tactical awareness, and in-fight adjustments is designed to push opponents into unfamiliar territory. He also made it clear that his attention isn't on outside noise or promotion. His mindset is centered on readiness, execution, and meeting the demands of the contest itself. The way he spoke reflected not just belief in his abilities, but a strong grasp of what it takes to succeed against a fighter known for power and presence. Stevenson went on to explain why staying committed to his natural style is critical. He emphasized that he has no intention of changing who he is to satisfy expectations or turning the fight into an unnecessary exchange. Instead, his plan is to remain calculated, managing range, rhythm, and tempo while capitalizing on any mistakes Lopez makes. By keeping his composure and relying on ring intelligence, Stevenson aims to control how the fight unfolds from the very first round. This approach underscores his growth as a fighter, highlighting his ability to value strategy over emotion and reinforcing why he's viewed as one of the most analytically gifted young boxers in the sport.
Cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they could say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that T.O. has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about, like, once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terrence?
I'm not going to say he's on a Terrence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event, it seems like. I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, and nothing but respect to him, but I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager, Jay Prince.
Booz Ennis, a well-regarded voice in boxing analysis, shared his perspective on the Stevenson Lopez matchup and delivered a clear caution aimed at Teofimo Lopez. He stressed that overlooking Shakur Stevenson would be a serious error. Ennis explained that Stevenson's speed goes beyond raw quickness. It operates as a strategic weapon that allows him to manage exchanges, slip incoming shots, and set up accurate counters. He pointed out that fighters who depend mainly on power, without fully accounting for timing and movement, often struggle against Stevenson's style. In Ennis's view, Lopez must fully acknowledge Stevenson's skill set, because the blend of ring intelligence and pace that Stevenson brings create a distinct and dangerous problem inside the ring.
We're gonna pick them apart. And I gotta tell everybody that what you call him is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all that. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Teo got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Moose, they box heavyweights and put the heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then it all according how Teo come in. If Teo come at him, he's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's puncher power?
Yeah. I think Shakur a good punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just, like I said, speed is power. You know, not them guys, muscle-bound guys come in and they tell me, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact. The punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that.
And Raphael, a longtime boxing journalist, shares his take on the matchup by focusing on the accomplished resumes and contrasting strengths of both fighters. He described the bout as a meeting between Stevenson's refined technical skill set and Lopez's athletic explosiveness. Raphael pointed out that Lopez has the ability to shift momentum instantly with one clean strike, while Stevenson counters that threat with structure, high-level ring awareness, and elite defensive control. According to Raphael, those opposing qualities are what make the fight so intriguing, as either fighter's strengths could determine the direction of the contest depending on how the action unfolds.
Teofimo has been a bona fide world champion in 2 divisions. He was the champion at lightweight. Had most of the belts, defeated Lomachenko. He did suffer the upset loss to Kambosos. There were some physical issues there that we didn't know about going into the fight, not to make excuses for him. But regardless, he came back and even though maybe he didn't shine and scintillate maybe in some of those fights after that, when it came time to step up and take on the champ, which was Josh Taylor, he shined in that fight. So when Teofimo is matched, in a big time opponent, he's delivered, and he's done it, a number of times. And, he looked really good against Taylor. And Shakur, by the way, similar thing. He's been flawless through his career. He may be not the most exciting at times, but Shakur Stevenson gets the job done. He has won titles from featherweight up to lightweight. When his back was against the wall, quote unquote, and everybody had big expectations, and he had a lot of pressure on him not to make it a boring fight and all that kind of business. What did he do in his last fight against William Zepeda? He stood in the pocket, he fought the guy, and he won handily. He shut him out, basically. He won like 10 rounds to 2. I mean, he fought a unification fight against Oscar Valdez, a fighter that, even though he might have been favored, thought maybe Oscar could do some damage because he was a good puncher and had a great amateur background and a great chin and all those types of things. And he went out there and he routed him also. I mean, so, these are 2 of the best young elite fighters in boxing. And their fight has been talked about for a long time. They spent most of their careers together at Top Rank, which was a fight. If you ever ask Bob Arum, he'll tell you that was a fight that Top Rank, down the road had their eye on at some point when they were going to be, closer in weight to each other. Because obviously Teofimo had started off, a little bit heavier than Shakur, but they would eventually catch up to each other. They're both Olympians, by the way. Teofimo he's American, but he fought for his parents' country of Honduras. In that same Olympic Games, it was Shakur Stevenson winning a silver medal for the United States. I mean, they have all kinds of accomplishment. I do think they have a healthy respect for each other. They know each other for all the years being at Top Rank events together. They fought on the same undercard twice when the main event was Terrence Crawford, who was obviously very close to Shakur, but Teofimo was on those shows also. So, and they're doing it in the right place. This is not a fight they're taking to a place that doesn't make sense. All respect to the big matches they do in Saudi Arabia, but this is the kind of fight that belonged in America, and it didn't belong in Las Vegas. It belongs in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Teofimo is from Brooklyn. Shakur is from Newark, New Jersey, which is a 5-minute train ride from Midtown Manhattan. I mean, it's got everything you want to see. The Garden hasn't had a lot of big fights in the main arena over the last few years. The last one they had was the third fight between Katie Taylor and Serrano. But before that, it'd been, a couple years, I think, since they had a main arena fight. So,
Tim Bradley, a former world champion turned analyst, approached the matchup by focusing on its technical meaning and what it represents for the sport's direction. He explained that this fight reflects a broader shift in boxing, where elite young fighters are now facing each other to establish the pecking order for the next era. Bradley compared this moment to the rise of Devin Haney, pointing out that fighters like Shakur Stevenson are part of a wave that prioritizes refined skill, adaptability, and strategic thinking alongside raw strength. Bradley noted that this bout gives both Stevenson and Lopez a chance to solidify their standing in the sport, demonstrating how the new generation blends athletic ability with technical precision. He highlighted Stevenson as a benchmark for accuracy, speed, and ring awareness, qualities that force opponents to raise their level. At the same time, Lopez, known for his explosive power and physical gifts, will be required to adjust to Stevenson's controlled and calculated style. Bradley also suggested that younger fighters watching can take lessons from both sides of this matchup. Stevenson's disciplined, methodical approach, and Lopez's capacity to impose strength and command when the pressure is highest. In his view, this fight carries weight beyond the two men involved, serving as a clear example of boxing's ongoing evolution and where the sport is headed next.
Yeah, I think Devin Haney setting the trend. Devin Haney setting the trend. Yeah. Yep, he's setting the trend. Now all these young guys starting to test themselves against each other now. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. We want to see who the best is, yo. And then the winner of this fight right here needs to fight Devin Haney. Why not? Why not? Keep it going. Keep it going. But anyways, look, this is a message, man. Anybody that's going to be working that hard, y'all better make sure y'all do y'all damn homework. I'm talking about any commentators, any host, anybody. Do your damn homework, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because this not going to be one of them fights where it's going to be rock'em sock'em, both guys hitting each other and stuff like that. No, it's going to be small, little nuancey type of things that if you don't know what you watching, you can't tell us what the hell is going on. All the fans at home going to be like, what's going on? You know, that they don't have the knowledge that you supposed to have to give us some food for our damn thoughts. So do your damn homework on this, okay? Oh, that go for everybody that's gonna be calling this fight, because there's every offense that, or every type of any offense that's gonna be landed, it's gonna have to be earned or set up. Both these guys are intelligent, right? Teofimo Lopez is explosive as hell. He's smart as well. Shoot, you gotta remember, this man was the first man to beat Lomachenko. Yeah, well before Haney. Yeah, So, look, check this out. And you already know Shakur Stevenson. You know what he bringing to the ring. Defense first. Yep, defense first. You ain't getting nothing. I'm gonna get mine when I get mine and when I want to get mine, but you ain't getting nothing. So look, y'all might perceive this fight as being boring and this and that. This is going to be one hell of a technical battle that I can't wait.
Another angle in the conversation centered on how Teofimo Lopez typically performs when matched with the highest level of competition. Observers pointed out that Lopez often elevates his game when facing elite opponents, with his true potential closely tied to the caliber of fighter across from him. A bout with Shakur Stevenson is expected to bring out that top version, requiring sharp accuracy, precise timing, and full use of his athletic reactions. This matchup is likely to demand peak performances from both fighters, with Lopez needing to blend his quickness, strength, and ring awareness to stay effective. The analysis stressed that while Lopez's aggressive nature and attacking mindset are assets, they must be balanced with control and restraint. Against a technician like Stevenson, rush exchanges or mistimed advances could be punished immediately. Stevenson's command of range, ability to read patterns, and anticipation of incoming offense only raised the difficulty level for Lopez.
Lopez needs opponents like Shakur Stevenson because they are elite fighters. He needs that to bring out the very best in him. I just can't see how it's possible that whilst Teofimo, we've seen a ceiling with him in terms of he's been beaten by certain opponents, we know that he can lose in the ring, but I don't know if that's a genuine ceiling, because I think that his ceiling is actually one of the most changeable in boxing based on who's in front of him. And so actually, I think there's a very, very good chance we're going to see the best possible version of Teofimo Lopez in the ring against Shakur Stevenson. But we should talk about Shakur Stevenson before we get into the nuts and bolts of the fight, what it might look like, and why it's so risky for both men. Now, Shakur Stevenson is currently undefeated. He's 24-0 with 11 KOs. He turned pro back in 2017. He's the same age as Teofimo Lopez at 28 years old, both men in their athletic primes. He's 5'8". I mean, these are on paper heights, so potentially a little bit shorter. He could even be a bit taller than Teofimo Lopez.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next,